What's up, guys? Today we are going to be doing a podcast, and so we're going to be sitting here in the podcast with Dvalin and Illumio here. So this is a podcast he does weekly. I'm just getting to hop on it for the first time today. Figured you guys wouldn't mind coming and hanging out while we do the podcast. We're gonna just turn this thing in here and we do what we got to do. Oh, somebody's got the COVID. I mean, I do. But I'm still here. So this will be a fun little deal. About 2 o'clock here's when we start up. 1:54 at the moment. Got some time to kill. Been building my new logo. Trying to get it here. Where is it? And this is what it looks like so far. I think it looks pretty damn sweet. Just waiting to get going here real quick. We got this deal going right here. Just waiting for it to start up. Got a little bit of our deal going on here. It's just my news saying that I popped some stuff up. Now I have been doing this deal. Guild here is getting pretty big. Oh look, there's big tuna. Some beads. Somebody coming in to take a peek. So this is the guild I got going. It's gonna be pretty sweet here, as you can see. It's kind of growing. Just takes a bit, but let's get back into the gaming landscape. Number 5. This is his 5th podcast. Coming up on the time to start. Got about 2 minutes to go. Then we'll get involved with this just a little bit. I'd like to bring up every game that we're playing, but I don't know how that's going to work. Waiting for Illumio to get on over here. Okay. 1 minute to go and counting. This deal here. I'm gonna be a little less quiet as this all goes through. Just waiting on them to hop in. Here's Illumio typing right now. Let's see what he's got to say. So we're ready. Just waiting on him. There it is. What's going on, guys? What's going on, you two?
Hello there.
How you doing today, man?
Doing alright. Fucking knackered. We went fucking walking around all day shopping with the fiance.
Oh, damn.
Self, yeah. Both
Say
of y'all
what?
had a good day.
Say that again.
How about yourself? Hope both of y'all had a good day.
Oh, yeah. It was a fun day. Literally, just made your little series right there, little video series.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to watch anything yet. I've basically been super away since like early Saturday.
How it happens. Yep. I'm streaming this as well. Just to see how it'll be.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. But on my stream, my voice is just sounding a little weird. I gotta change this. Voice, so that does that. It's just weird. I don't understand it. It's like my stuff's only coming out one side instead of stereo. Only coming out one side instead of stereo.
Yeah, I have no idea about any of that as well.
Yeah, it'll be fine for now.
You guys hear me?
Yes, we are.
Hello, hello.
Let me lower your volume a little bit.
Yeah,
All right.
stage is set. Hold on. Test, test, test. And if you both are wondering,
I will not be answering the stream during
there you
this,
go.
but
If
yeah.
you both wonder how it looks right now, you know, with the scene and our characters, I just snipped a little picture in of video,
Okay.
and then every time we talk, we will have like green highlights around our names. Sorry, pictures.
Perfect. Is that something I can blow up right now?
I don't think so. Since it's only on my... by the way, you don't have 1,000 subs on YouTube yet, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so you don't have a custom URL.
It's just
So
Hell's First /C/ or YouTube/C/Hell's First.
oh, okay. I thought it required 1,000 subs. They might change it back to 100.
I don't know, maybe 500.
And by the way, that's /C. You can actually ignore that one.
You can get rid of the C.
Yeah, you don't have to use it. You can just do it out.
Oh, nice.
So you can see, for example, in the chat, I just posted it without the C. It still works.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I never used the C.
Nice. I wonder what the C is even for.
I think it's some kind of internal stuff.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, scene is set. Hold on, just finishing my notes. I actually did my notes, but I have to copy paste it from Messenger over to my PC. Okay, there we go. So we have Illumio, Dvalin, and Hell First. I assume that's how you say your name, right? Hell First.
Hell's First, yeah. Plural on the Hells.
Yeah. Sorry, it's LS. Hell's First.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And the shout out is going to youtube.com/Hell's First. Instead of an I, it's a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And you saw the topics I sent. You don't have to remember them because I will be going through them and you will both will just like come through them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will ask different persons of you about the stuff. Like sometimes I will start with Illumio, sometimes I will start with you, Hells. And every time both of you just have any like comment or input to anything that someone says, just shoot it, and don't like hold back. But of course, give everyone like time to talk. But if you have like any funny comments or anything like that, just shoot it in because we're not that formal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just waiting to see if daughter falls asleep.
She getting sick?
I think she got sick today. I mean, she's been sleeping fine the last 5 days, and now today I had to give her some medicine. I think she's all right. Okay. So
Yeah, I've got COVID. It's fun.
oh, you have it right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
It's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I've had worse hangovers.
Okay. Well, I also guess it's like different for each person.
Mm-hmm.
So you and your whole family are in quarantine right now?
I am. My wife doesn't have it yet, and all 3 of my kids seem to be doing fine.
So you're just going to hide in your room?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Okay. I guess that makes it even easier for you to be here today.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. Well, not cool, but yeah. Well, I hope you're gonna go through find it.
Oh
find
yeah,
through
I'm
it.
sure I will be. We're on like day 5.
Oh, okay. Okay, super. Good. So how it's gonna be is that it will automatically roll through the intro, like the intro I'm gonna use for every show, and then we'll be like just like saying hello to everyone and welcome back to my co-host Illumio. And then when Illumio's finishing like saying hello, then I will be saying, and we have a special guest today, Hell's First, and then you will be saying hello. Um, and and then I just want to like ask into so people know who we have on the call, like who you are and what kind of who you are in the gaming industry. I mean, I don't think we have to like talk about who you are like in a private person, unless you have something you want to say on that one. But more like your gaming experience, what kind of like gamer are you? And of course, you can tell you're a content creator and you're doing YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, but you don't have to like talk about your personal life, how you got raised up with your family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But of course, it's totally up to you if you want to like mention you have kids, anything like that. That's on you.
Yep, just a brief introduction. I can do that.
Exactly. It's like all that like squished into like something between 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go to like topic 1, 2, 3, 4. And every time we go to a new topic, we pause it, we stop, because then I have like in record breaks, so it's easier for me to edit.
Okay.
And so we can like take a sip water, or someone has to go pee, anything like that between each of the sections.
Okay.
And then I will cut it like we never had a section, but it's more like we just continue.
Sounds good, man.
And the profile picture you have right now on Discord, is that the one you also want to have on while we talk here?
Oh yeah, sure. Little Reaper dude.
Yeah, the little Reaper. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. Alumio, are you also ready?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Good.
Do you guys hear any noise any background noise on my side?
No.
Yeah, relatively quiet.
Because the fiance is organizing her things, so I'm not sure if it would make noise or not. I don't think it's making much, but we're just querying.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, I'm right. I'm ready.
Okay. So I will press the record button now, and now while we are talking, the automatically intro will be playing. I will just kind of cut this out, what I'm talking about right now. And then we are going to the show in 3, 2, 1. And hello and welcome everyone to podcast. Sorry, that was the wrong title. Gaming Landscape Podcast. Let me write that down, or else I'm gonna screw up again. Gaming Landscape Podcast. 3, 2, 1. And hello and welcome everyone to Gaming Landscape Podcast number 5. Wait, Alumi, are we number 5 or is it number 4?
5, I think. 5, yeah, 5.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Just hold on. I'm just on the podcast side now. Boss Sprout. Gonna see episode. We are on episode 5. Yes. Okay. 3. I'm just gonna record. Stop record. Start record. 3, 2, 1. And welcome everyone to Gaming Landscape Podcast episode 5. This episode is going to be special, but let's go to Alumio, my co-host. Hello, Alumio.
Hello there. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here again. And let's get some more information, some more news.
Course, because we are going to get all the cool gaming news in this podcast. But before we go to the topics, in this episode, we actually have 4 very interesting topics we're going to talk about. But first, we have a special guest here. We have the pleasure of having the legendary Hell's First.
Hey guys, good to be here. I've been following you guys the last 4 episodes, and I think you guys really go through some incredibly good content. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Hell's First, if I stop you for 2 seconds.
Mhm.
It's catching up. Hold on. I don't want to ruin the experience at all, but let me try to say something.
Hello there. This is me talking.
And else?
Hello there. This is me talking.
Okay. For some reason, it was catching some weird sounds like some like a third person talking. But
How about now? Does it sound normal?
Yeah. Everything. No, I mean everything is cool now.
All right.
I just think my OBS settings has been reset, so everything is good now. I should have been doing a voice test before we started, so I'm sorry for that.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, I think we all like warmed up again. So take number 3. 3, 2, 1. And welcome everyone to Gaming Landscape Podcast episode 5. And as always, welcome to my co-host Alumio.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here yet again. And let's get some new information, some new news.
And of course, because in this podcast, if you're new, we always talk about gaming and new gaming stuff that is happening in the world. But before we go to our 4 epic topics, we have the honor to introduce our guest. And of course, this is the first time we have a guest on this podcast, and we have the legendary Hells First.
Hey guys, pleasure to be here. Been a long time fan of the last 4 podcasts you guys have put together. A little bit about me. I'm a pretty hardcore gamer. Been playing games pretty much all my life. MMOs spawning from Ultima Online all the way up to the latest of WoW. Albion Online. I also play some first-person shooters. I actually played Counter-Strike professionally back in the day for a couple years. And more than anything, I'm just happy to be part of the community and happy to be on the show with you guys. Thanks.
Oh, nice. And if I have a question about your intro there, because your professional career, how did that end out?
In Counter-Strike,
Yeah.
it was a fun time. 16 and 17 years old. Making a little bit of dough to move forward, like about $900 a month, which down here in the U.S. back then was enough to live off as a high school kid. And we had a good time, and we kind of just grew up and started having lives, so we couldn't continue playing for that little amount of money. But it was fun. I learned a lot, made a lot of friends. Good time.
I see. What was your team's name?
Team Hobo was the name of the team.
Okay.
Yeah, like a bum. Team Hobo. The origination of that name is kind of funny. So one of the guys that was part of TSO, which was the #1 clan in the world at the time, happened to be getting on a bus in San Francisco, and he walked past this hobo on the bus who was just bobbing his head, having a good time to the music, just jamming out. And he's like, all right, this guy's jamming out, that'll be fun. And then as he goes to get up off the train or the bus, a couple stops later, he walks past the bum who's still headbanging like crazy, just jamming out, and he realized that the headphone wire was frayed and not connected to anything. So we thought it was the magic hobo, which somehow got transformed into Team Hobo, which was the team we played under.
I see. Okay. And also I've heard that playing Counter-Strike as a professional in the US is actually quite hard.
Oh yeah, I'd say one of the hardest.
Yeah, because I hear it's a bit easier to get in on it on a European team, and also I don't know, I just heard a lot about European Counter-Strike players is a bit easier for them. So most players in the US have actually went into Valorant instead because of position of the world.
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's the competition because the game spawned over here, I believe.
Okay. What about you, Alumio? Have you been into professional esporting?
Yeah, like watching 3 streams or something in the past. That's all my professional career has come to. Very successful ones. I've got to the world finals of League of Legends 3 times. Watched them to completion, played them to completion, and yeah, three trophies right there.
So okay, well yeah, okay. You watched it, right?
Yeah, I just randomly watch different esports very rarely, but
I
in
actually
in
know.
occasion, yeah.
Yeah, since you're talking about watch, I actually think Valorant, like a very big esport event for Valorant, is right now running with like more than 1 million viewers. But pretty cool. Okay, so I guess both of you, we are ready for topic number 1. So the first topic we're going to talk about it's a fun one because normally we start to talk about news in the world of gaming, but this time it's going to be about what MMORPG are you most excited for? And since Hell's First, he's the new one you can see in the show here today as our precious guest. It's going to be your turn to talk first about which MMORPG are you most excited for as we speak right now.
So I don't think it comes as a surprise to anybody, but the one I'd be looking forward to the most would be Core Punk. It's where I met both of you, and it's in my mind, it's going to be an MMO that embodies every other MMO what they did right and throws away all the stuff they didn't do right. And it's kind of entering a new territory for me because I wasn't very big into the MOBAs, and I'm kind of getting deep into them now. And based upon everything else, this MMO seems like it's going to be incredible, and I'm going to have to learn a little bit about movement in the mobile world. But right now, that's going to be my number one contender for best MMO coming out, or at least the one I'm most excited for.
Okay, interesting. And what about you, Alumio? Which MMORPG are you most excited for?
Yeah, that's a pretty obvious question. And the answer is quite obvious. Just core punk as well. And I could get into details on it and all of it. But basically, in sum, I enjoy a lot of it, like pretty much almost everything about it, except potentially the dodge stat. I hope that went away. If it doesn't go away, well, I'll still play it.
Sorry, the
Well,
what?
the dodge
The
stat.
The
dodge?
What do you
dodge
mean?
stat, as in randomly, like having the chance of an auto attack missing on you,
Oh, like an evasion
basically.
stat.
Yeah, an evasion stat. Yeah, which I'm hoping is gone, or at least it's not a viable option. But this is me ranting about it.
Well,
Nothing too.
I think that would have to be in just for the giant raid bosses, just so an attack that you can't possibly get out of the way of, maybe you have a high enough evade stat to have it nulligate the damage.
Yeah, I just without trying to deviate too much from the topic at hand, I just don't think it's you get there's better ways of implementing that than and healthier, more um inspiring, for lack of a better word, uh ways of promoting evading skills and etc. than a flat out dodge stat which causes more frustration than the benefits it brings. Uh, but yeah, core punk number one. That was obvious. Everyone that knows me and hears it's obvious. Uh, but to add a bit more onto the question, I think I'm also keeping. While I'm probably not going to play and not avidly following it, I'm also keeping tabs on AOC, so Ashes of Creation. Uh, Namely, I do have some issues with animations and the combat and such, but the actual concept itself of their node system and the like is something that is truly different from what we have seen in the past and what is out there. That I do think it's a potential step forward in the MMO landscape, in the innovation, which so I think it's something worth at least keeping an eye on just to see how it plays out. Even even if I don't really enjoy it too much due to the nature of heavy sandbox, heavy PvP, centralizing around everything, open world PvP to be more precise. Uh, I do think it does, or at least is trying to achieve something so different from what we have had in the past that is something to at least keep an eye on again. Yeah.
Okay. So that means 2 to core punk and 0 to rest of the MMOs waiting for. Okay. So well, then it's my turn. Well, the MMORPG I am most excited for is it's a Korean MMORPG you haven't heard about. No, I'm joking. It's no, my favorite one is of course core punk also. The reason for why I say core punk is because I feel like it's the MMORPG we're waiting for, where the developers are most in touch with the community. I feel like they are close to us. They actually listen to us. They watch what we are writing on the Discord. It's like I feel like we are playing a game where the devs actually care about it. I know, of course, it's cheating since I have met the developers in real life and stuff like that. Um, but still, I feel like this game it's a big passion. And health first, I have to like give you that because I used to be also a shooter fan and also a MMORPG like World of Warcraft, Guild Wars fan, and this is like because of Corepunk, I'm also moving into this MOBA area. So I'm also very like new in here. I have played League of Legends before, but it's not been my main game. But because of Corepunk, I'm also now training myself in, League, Eternal, stuff like that. So I'm in the boat with you.
It's going to help a bunch once the game comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome. So I think I'm the only veteran here in the MOBA side with like 10 years in League of Legends.
Damn. Damn.
So yeah, I can attest as like a person played the genre for quite a long time that when it clicks, the combat style feels extremely satisfying, like to play. Um, and this is like one of my things of one of my pet peeves of also fighting against what I said earlier, like the dodge stat, because you can make with this type of combat, you can make actual skills designed to dodge things that actually feels more satisfying to use, more satisfying to fight against because it's something you can actually play around rather than like simply hoping to like RN praying to RNG that you either hit or you don't hit. Uh, it's just so many more possibilities of doing something that achieves the same um, intention, but in a much better, healthier way that does not frustrate the players or cause like bloat in stats. Because usually, I think there was an example when I was discussing this on the Discord, and I think it was a point brought up by Shivo uh, that an example in World of Warcraft, and I can't guarantee that I'm 100 1 to 1 saying what he said back then perfectly, but I believe it was that you had the dodge, like an evasion stat, and you had like hit rates as well. But usually it devolved into like every class basically getting as much hit rate as they could, like as their first thing, and then just trying to get everything else that they could after that, that the items allowed them to get after. But the primary thing was everyone would just rush hit rate. And I think that's just like a bloat stat that doesn't bring anything into like the game itself.
This does that really bother you, right?
It bothers me a lot. It's
Well,
just
here's
it's
the
just
there's one thing that I believe you're taking into account, but somewhat possibly missing, which is if it's 100% skill based, which a lot of it will be, but if it's 100% skill based and the only thing you're adding is attack, you also need to add something that requires the level to change defensive stats. Does that make sense?
interjecting into that would make sense if not for the fact that you can literally get just base movement speed as a stat itself. Like, regardless if you dodge or not, you can get movement speed as a stat by itself, just to let you move faster. Same
True.
for attack speed, same for magical resistance, physical
Mm-hmm.
resistance, tenacity, which is basically reducing the duration of crowd control on you. Uh, that's critical. If they haven't removed it yet, there's magical critical as well,
Mm-hmm.
and the criticals would well be separated into the chance and the max damage. So that there's a lot of like, and I could keep going, but there's a lot of potential stats there to you to give a big possibility and diversity of what you want to achieve, and then you'd have evasion and hit rate in there that just bloats into that. If it was a tap targeting game, if it was a combat or tap targeting, I could understand it then because it's not as impactful. But in this scenario, this very specific gameplay style, it just feels, in my opinion, extremely frustrating and like awful because the usually in this style, you that your skill comes from being able to predict the skills being used and by the enemy and dodging them and playing around that because every skill cast is a meaningful skill cast. Um, And if you're facing someone that's an auto attack character, which just right click basic attacks you, usually that is balanced by the fact that their natural base stats and their kit and how they are designed makes them a lot squishier with less mobility. So they're countered by you having mobility to catch to them and being able to blow them up, and they have the upside of having a lot of damage that is undodgeable because they just right click you. Uh, but all of this, and you can see it in League of Legends and such, and Dotas and such. You can get all these different styles and get them all working nicely together with this combat without introducing a passive dodge rate to the scenery, to the game itself. And you still have a lot of options, a lot of different styles of play that you can create. Because like
Mm.
even just like an example, for example, as a character in League of Legends called Jax, his E ability is uh he starts spinning his stuff in the air for like X seconds, and while he's doing that and he can move around and stuff, you every right click, every basic attack on him automatically misses. But this is something that you expect from when you see that character. You see, oh, that character has that ability of while he's spinning that in the air, I don't want to let him get close to me because, well, I can't attack him. I can't right click and attack him. I can hit him with skills still. Skills still do damage, but I can't. If I rely on basic attacking someone, I can't do damage to him in that scenario. And in this case, the other part of the skill is if he gets too close to me, he can activate it again to stun everyone around him. But this is something that you can predict, you can react to, you can counter, you can outplay, and it gives so much more meaning to the person playing the character, playing Jax, because it's you can get into mind games of okay, he might be expecting me to use this here. I'm not going to use it yet. Like deciding when to use it, and then you got the other person on the other side deciding when to try and bait that skill out, how to outplay it, save something to be able to react to that. And if you go into the stat part, like the dodge stat, you're literally sitting there praying you do everything right, like you're doing everything right, and then you need like 2 auto attacks to kill the guy, and then you just get, pardon my French, effed over by the RNG and just miss 2 auto attacks to finish him, and he kills you, and that's like so much frustration that is caused by nothing of your fault. You did everything right. You did not have any more cooldowns. You're just relying on hitting those last 2 auto attacks, and then they just miss. Why? Because there's nothing that should
Mm.
be doing. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in World of Warcraft, they also have dodge stats, which is pretty low for normal players. So it's like almost non-existing, unless you play a character which is like a tank, which has very bad armor, like a leather armor, but has very high in dodge rate.
Like
I
a
mean,
monk.
it could exactly the monk, the demon hunter, stuff like that. And I know druids, for example, also has high dodge. So stuff like so Illumio, I mean, we could be out of the scenario that no one really has the dodge stat except tanks. And I mean, I guess it's okay to have like high dodge on a tank since you know if you're going against this guy, maybe you're gonna hit him, maybe not because he's a tank.
Because that usually you can do tanks more through resistances. Because if you get into it, more parts of it. Let's like more parts to this discussion. Dodge stat. You have a lot of characters that rely, uh, characters and items, skill, etc., that are on hit skills, on hit effects. Basically, when you hit someone, it applies a stack that you of something, of an effect or whatever that you require to be able to do something. For example, the shaman, his special skill, he needs to hit an auto attack to mark someone to be able to use the rest of his kit. If for some reason you get into an RNG roll of missing your mark applying effect your mark applying auto attack like 5 times in a row, that's literally half of your kit being thrown out the window for no fault of your own, and all that does is add unnecessary frustration. So then you think of it, okay, maybe because this is a core thing, then maybe I'm gonna make these effects being like are not affected by dodge. Yeah, the damage doesn't go through, but the stack still applies. So then you're also removing purpose from the dodge itself. Because okay, now I'm dodging this, but there's still like 30 different effects that still get applied to me even if I dodge. So what's the point?
So are you proposing that every single attack in Core Punk should do its max damage no matter when it's being used?
Because like you just do it for like League of Legends and other MOBAs do.
But
Like
that's
it's just
MOBA.
it does, yeah, but no, it does damage, and it's
Mhm.
that damage is based off of your, in this case it's your attack power, defines your damage from your basic attack, and that is reduced by resistance, by physical resistance on the enemy. It's like keep it simple, and that works so well. Why does it need to be adding more complexity to it?
So if armor or physical
Yeah.
resistance has an ability to block a certain amount of damage, why couldn't dodge just work the same way? Not completely dodging the entire attack, but dodging a portion of the damage. That would make sense for someone
Then
like a ranger to have evasion or dodge skill up because they have horribly low armor choices, which is just assuming based on what rangers are in most games. You see what I'm saying? I don't think it's a stat that needs to be taken away. I just hope that they're not, because what you say makes perfect sense, right? You don't want something to be wasted. But I think if, say, your attack will do 80 damage and the dodge, they have a 20% dodge chance, then that takes away, 20 damage of it, 18 damage of it. So you do a total of 62 damage instead of all 80 damage. That way there's something besides armor that can help those classes, but a dodge would have, I guess, the same kind of roll as armor, which is just a straight up RNG dice roll to see how much damage you get.
I could see that, and I would have nothing against that implication because it's basically just another resistance.
Correct. And I agree with you. I think that's the way we need to go. The other way might
yeah.
be really annoying.
I'm just arguing against it because what we see in footage, and I know this is old footage, and I know all that. It's very possible it changed or whatever. But what we see in footage is a literal like dodge, like showing up on the attack, hitting the player, which to me that doesn't scream like a reduction in the damage it took, but literally that
All
attack
of it.
missed, you took 0 damage. Exactly.
Okay. Well, I mean, thanks for the concerning Illumio. I'm sure if he listened to this, he will change it.
This is my pet peeve with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure, I'm almost 100% sure there's someone that is up for pro dodge stat and can give a very compelling argument of why it should exist and its benefits. But yeah, my pet peeve is that it adds a lot more frustration and cons than the pros it provides.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, let's get to the next topic before people will call this the stats cast. Recording. There we go. Okay. We have until now we have recorded for 20 minutes. That is good. Before I click record again, I was really wanting to open this Coke. Hold on. There we go. Of course, I'm drinking Pepsi Max.
I also have that, but downstairs. Oh no, I have half a glass full of it here. Half a glass of Pepsi Max here.
Half a
I hate that.
glass.
I hate it. Well, let me seriously. I hate you have. I hate you have your inside Discord when you click on your push to talk button, because every time you hold on push to talk, it says you're writing something in chat.
I know.
So I'm almost like, how can he write at the same time he's talking?
It's because I have the window on focus. I just alt tabbed to a different window.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna record part 2, and I'm just gonna start like we're in a conversation. So the next topic we're going to talk about is about Ashes of Creation, because I mean, there's been a lot of noise about that game recently, and one of them is coming from an article I read on Mmorpg.com, and they are saying Intrepid Studios' lead game designer Jeffrey Bart announced his departure from the studio earlier. Jeff is moving on to pursue his passion in the VR space. In his farewell, he thanked the folks at Intrepid. So basically, Ashes of Creation, which is a pretty big game that everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people is talking about, this magical MMORPG, is losing their lead game designer. And I just kind of wanted to inform you guys that if you haven't heard about it, but also I wanted to hear Alumio and Hell's first, concerning or maybe a meaning about what they think about this. So if Alumio, if we start with you, could you, how do you think this is going to like touch on the company? Do you think it's gonna like make them be delayed a half additional year or stuff like this?
I actually happened to read this like 2 days ago as I was like getting my like quarterly of a month. I don't know how you say that. The quarter of a month update that I do on Ashes of Creation just to see how the core stuff is coming along. I saw that, and I think it was he left because he had an opportunity for a company that he liked the IP as a lot, like he actually treasured the IP a lot or something like that, and it was also providing him a VR development opportunity, which is also another dream of his. So it was like dream job type of situation, uh, like a happening. So I think that's like the reason why he left, and not oh, this thing is crashing down, let me leave the boat while I can before it fully sinks type of thing. um yes, it is bad, but while we don't get into the things of drama and like end of the world calling, because, well, like I said, he left because of a proper dream job situation showing up. But it's still bad that a game in development is losing its lead. Um, what was it? Lead developer, lead programmer.
Oh,
What was it?
it's lead game designer.
Lead game designer. Yeah. So it's still bad because it's a lead leaving. Um, but I don't think it's gonna be a massive. It's gonna be an impact. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's gonna be a massive deterrent. Probably will cause a delay for like while the company adjusts itself to this loss and how they're going to organize themselves for going forward. But for now, unless like something new comes out, I wouldn't um worry too much personally, because people come and go and just a natural thing. And in this scenario, it was a, like I said, for a different situation other than the boat is sinking.
Okay. Well, thanks for closing the gap of knowledge so everyone who listens know the reason why Joy leaves. But yeah, I've also been reading about that. It's really been a dream job he could get, and he for some reason has a big VR dream. I actually thought that VR was like dying, but I guess not. But Hell's first. What do you have you been following the Age of sorry, Ashes of Creation
I
game
have been
industry?
following it.
Okay.
Not as in depth as Ilomio sounds like he has, but I definitely been looking into it. Pretty much, I want to say once every 2 to 3 weeks. I like keeping my eye on most any MMOs that are trying to come out. Looks like it could be really impressive, but I understand he left to go be to do his dream job, make something with VR that's a little more in depth. Possibly, who knows? It could be life changing for him. It could be that game. It could be the next Halo. It could be the next League. Who knows? But VR, and he could be the guy at the helm. But leaving something you've started Ashes of Creation, I don't know. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Normally, if you got something that is going to be the next League or is going to be the next Halo, you got that game. Why would you just abandon it? Even if your dream job shows up, how do you know that dream job's going to make it anywhere? Like you said, you thought VR was dying. So is you and everybody else on the planet. The only spot you normally see it nowadays is when you go to one of those kiddie laser tag places and they got it sitting out in the arcade area. I mean, there's not any good games I'm seeing come for it. So I don't know. Him leaving kind of scares me a little bit about the game. Not gonna lie.
I think adding on to that, also a different perspective of it from a developer standpoint of being able to actually work with new technologies, not like just as a hobby on the side, and when you get the chance, you get the chance, but like actually being able to expand your knowledge and lead the project down this space, even if it sucks ass and if it's gonna fail and whatever, it's still an experience that, as a developer, from a developer standpoint, is enriching and something that, in this case, since he really likes VR, even if the game fails horribly, is an experience that he would not have um, outside of slowly over the lot of years doing it as a side, as a hobby. And developers come and go from different companies, different projects. They jump from project to project. It's perfectly normal in the business. And like I said, I think this was just an opportunity that was going to go away, and he just couldn't let it go because it was an experience to be able to develop something from the start on something he loves and get more knowledge on it, more um, real world experience. But yeah, on the game that he leaves, it is a black spot on it, because it's not good that all of a sudden the lead game designer leaves. But
Was he the
yeah,
did he start it? Sorry, I didn't mean to interject. Was he the lead game designer at the beginning, or did he come in?
No,
that I
no,
have no
as
idea.
no. As I read another article, he's actually coming from. Uh, well, there's a lot of developers when they started this project. A lot of developers from SOE and Daybreak, they have like flocked to Interpret Studios. So he's one of the developers coming over from SOE and Daybreak.
Oh,
So
so
he wasn't there day one, but he came together across with a lot of other people from SOE and Daybreak.
well, now it makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not his child, but still he's been there for 5 years, so it's still like a big time. Um, but I'm also with you, Hells first on that one. That it makes some concerns, but still, I mean, I even in my normal job, the leader he left, and we got a new leader, so it takes like a half year to get like into normal day routine again. But I guess no one really cares if this game is getting delayed a half year because it comes out when it comes out. So
Mm-hmm. And it looks good. Let's just hope they can deliver.
yeah, they're promising a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think too many things, but that's on their shoulders. Okay, so and you guys have any more words for this, or else we're gonna continue?
All right.
I'm good here.
Topic 2. Okay, we got topic number 3, which is my favorite one of this show today. Hold on 2 seconds. Good. Okay, I am clicking record in 3, 2, 1. So to the next topic, which is actually also going to be my most favorite one, is it's not really that much about an MMORPG, more like general gaming. Is that on the June 13, Xbox and Bethesda's game, well, they are gonna showcase new games. And that means Xbox, of course, is going to showcase new stuff they have made, probably Age of Empires 4, maybe a new season for Sea of Thieves, or maybe even totally new IPs. And then, of course, because if some of you guys who's listening didn't know, Xbox or Microsoft, they actually bought Bethesda's. So that means, like Skyrim, Elder Scrolls series, stuff like that, coming from Bethesda's, they actually are now owned by Microsoft. And that's why Xbox and Bethesda is now going together and show a lot of new stuff on June 13. And they have said this show is going to blast everyone. They're going to show things that you don't expect, and that already means that we are 100% going to see the new Elder Scrolls game, which is going to be the next one for Skyrim. We're gonna see Halo and the new Halo, and we're gonna get into probably a new gameplay trailer and probably even a release date. I mean, you can imagine so many things that we're going to see because they have confirmed that they're gonna blast your mind no matter what. So on June 13th, we're gonna see this. So hell's first, what do you hope to see on this event? Because it can be anything from Xbox and Bethesda's. And now I already heard you mention Halo, so I could maybe assume that you are a bit Halo fan.
I played it at launch. I'm pretty sure most of us did that are my age. I think I got some years on you too. But a Halo MMO could be something crazy. I don't know if they're going to actually do something like that. I mean, I guess Destiny was their attempt. But I know Bungie left and took on Destiny and sold Halo, the franchise, over to Microsoft Studios. So they could potentially, especially with Bethesda and their ability to make incredible RPGs, put something together, maybe like like an ESO, but a Halo world style, something like that. I don't know. I feel like if they're getting together to show off some stuff, you got to figure Skyrim or Morrowind is going to be the big games that Bethesda made that put them on the map, and then you've got Halo and Sea of Thieves, two big ones Microsoft Studio has. They also have a ton of others. They're almost a monopoly nowadays. But the big ones are those. I think we're going to see some sort of cross-contamination of a game. I don't know. I'm excited, though.
Yeah. It's gonna be so hyped. If I know it's gonna start 19, like the clock 19 over here at me, so that's gonna be 11. No wait, yeah, that's gonna be 11 for you. I think it is because you're 8 hours behind. So 11 your time, probably while you're at work, the show is gonna start.
Oh, yeah, I'll be watching
But
it at work for sure.
yeah, just like have it on the second screen or something like that. So Illumio, I don't know. I mean, I know that you have been played Sea of Thieves a lot and stuff like that, but are you excited for this event that it's gonna be Xbox and Bethesda showing off, flexing their muscles?
I think it's going to be interesting, yeah. Although personally, I'm not. I'm expecting a lot of single player stuff, maybe co-ops. I'm not expecting like anything big in the realm of proper multiplayer. Uh, but hey, if something does come out like that, I'll be happily surprised if it's something that interests me. But yeah, I'm expecting more on the sense of like single players, co-ops, and all of that. Maybe let's see if some of those new IPs uh, are interesting or look interesting. I'm not expecting anything on the Sea of Thieves, uh, big for Sea of Thieves, because they usually I think they changed it a bit, but they usually do like every 3 months or month or something like that, like an actual content update. And I think they changed that to be a bit more spaced, but it's irrelevant of like big events. But so I'm not expecting much out of it. But yeah, we'll see what we get. I'm sure that there will be at least something there that will be eye catching.
Mm, okay. Well, I'm just gonna like mention what I hope is going to come. My number one is of course Halo Infinity. We already have seen some gameplay trailer, which people all over the world were angry about. So they're gonna improve the graphics and stuff like that. But I'm a so big Halo fan. I mean, my old gamer tag was Master Romler. Romler is coming because that's my middle name, and even had a special painted guy with the Halo mask on as my profile picture. But I was like, nah, okay, I'm not about Halo anymore. But So I'm really hoping we're gonna see a release date for Halo because I
So
know it's gonna.
I don't mean to
Yeah.
interject here, but the name Hell's First came from Halo as well. My buddy was
Oh.
playing as God, GODD, on the very first Halo when we had to play on the same screen, And I didn't want to play as Satan or anything, and I was just putting in letters. And I was like, oh, Hell's First. And that was something years ago. It just became the name, stuck with it. Halo. Crazy times.
Ah, okay. Well then, uh, we kind of both got our IG from Halo, except I changed my on the way. Um, but yeah, I'm just so freaking hyped for Halo because the campaign you can hopefully play that co-op with someone, and then the PvP. I really hope for Battle Royale. And second, what I'm most excited for is Age of Empires 4. They have already shown recently a new gameplay trailer, but I love Age of Empires. It's my childhood game. I don't know if any of you are like. Are you one of you guys Age of Empire fans?
Oh, yeah, I played as a kid. How are they going to make it work, though, on a console?
Well, yeah, I don't know if they actually have confirmed it for Xbox. I just know that it's confirmed for the PC store.
Hmm.
Um, not sure if they actually gonna have it on console, but I know it's coming for PC, and it just looks freaking amazing. But what about Illumio? Have you been playing Age of Empires? Illumio?
I do have to say that I'm an Age of Mythology player. It was Age of Mythology, and what was the
Uh,
other one that you go through the ages? Um,
Civilization.
no, I don't think it was called like that. It might,
yeah, it's still the one where you build up and attack and stuff like that, right?
yeah, it's still like they're both RTSs,
RTS. Yeah, and
but
you start like in Stone Age, and then you end up like in Early
yeah,
Age.
in like the future sci-fi stuff, so you could literally nuke people. I
Well,
forget. It's like it's an old one. It's an old one that I don't think he's continued to these days. But I know there's several RTSs that follow this trend of evolving your civilization throughout. Um, but there was it's a very specific one that I literally do not forget I do not remember the name of, but I did. Well, we used to play it in lands like at school and such. It would be Age of Mythology, and this one. But yeah, that's my take on RTS as my experience. Very
mm,
bad player. I tried to get into Dawn of War. I love Dawn of War. I love playing it. I suck ass at it. I literally tried playing with a friend from Turkey that played it for ages on his childhood, and I got my ass handed to me by just like his workers, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Uh, but yeah, I stay away from that when it comes into actual PvP. If I'm facing bots, I'm all up for it.
I see. Well, okay, yeah, I'm like a before I got to know MMORPGs, I like almost only played RTSs, all Command and Conquers, all Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, stuff like that. I love it. But
StarCraft.
StarCraft total. Well, I actually skipped StarCraft 1 since I was too young for that. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
even I don't think I had my brain like grown up before that game released. But when StarCraft 2 came out, then I was all in for it.
Oh, yeah, that game was amazing.
Yeah,
Still
but
is. It's still rated pretty damn high on Twitch. People still watch it.
yeah, but I think the hope for number 3 is like dead. I don't think we're gonna get that
It's
ever.
not going to happen.
No,
I mean,
sadly.
number two can still kill your strongest machine.
Oh, true.
You put
I actually
enough of those units on the screen, it'll lag down no matter what machine you have. You have 8 teams of units on the screen. I don't care how powerful, it's gonna lag it down.
yeah
It's
they
insane.
probably need a new engine for if they ever make a 3.
Mm-hmm. But I agree. I
Okay.
think it's dead.
Yeah. Unless I mean, Blizzard is very happy for making game for Asia and China and stuff like that. So if they have like enough people playing it over there, I'm sure they're gonna make another one. But I think the next one is more likely going to be a mobile game,
Mm-hmm.
since I know that's the market they go in for now. Also, I know it's not really the market or the show for it, but I still for some reason hope we're gonna see something cool about Elder Scrolls Online, even though I know that the next expansion, well, that's actually the next topic, but I know we're going to see more about the next expansion maybe. But yeah, I also hope they're just going to drop something MMO-ish there. Yeah. Well, you guys have any extra comments for this show on the 13th June?
Rise of Nations. That's the game that I couldn't remember.
But that wasn't Microsoft, was it?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. But I literally just googled it what it was, and I remember that was the game. That was the game. It ended up on nukes or whatever it was. Yeah,
I remember that game. It was fun.
completely unrelated to the show, the actual question. But yeah,
No, that's an important part. Okay. Well, if you guys don't have any more comments about this show, but it's going to be a blast, we're going to talk again about it on after the show actually comes out because they're probably going to tease us with a lot of cool stuff. But okay, let's head over to the next topic. Good. Last topic. 3, 2, 1. So for tonight's last topic, we're going to talk about new games that are releasing on the 1st June. And funny enough, we're getting 2 new MMORPGs coming out on the 1st June. Some people is saying that one of the games is actually evil because it's actually releasing at the same time on the other one, and they knew that this game was actually coming out, but it has historically a very evil release schedule trying to kill the opponents. But let's talk about them. The first game is going to be Elder Scrolls Online Blackwood, which is the new expansion for Elder Scrolls Online. It's going to be in, well, you can say the Elder Scrolls game, which it has taken inspiration from and actually basically copied over, is Oblivion, which is probably the Elder Scrolls game I have played the most. You go into Oblivion, they'll have, all the dark portals, the devil world and stuff like that, and fighting off big demons. Have any one of you two guys actually played Oblivion of Elder Scrolls?
not Oblivion. I did the only thing I've touched on this franchise was initial steps of Skyrim, which I instantly stopped playing as soon as I got after like finished the tutorial with the dragon and stuff. I actually got to the world and it was like, all right, choose wherever you want to go, like go do something. And I had a massive analysis paralysis issue where I had no idea where to go, and my brain couldn't stop. It overloaded all the options, and I just quit the game there and didn't come back to it. And I played like ESO, I think like a few expansions back for several levels. Tried it out with my housemate, but it didn't stick. That was my experience with the franchise.
I played Oblivion, and Morrowind, and Skyrim. In Oblivion, you could break the game, though. I guess you could break any of them. But in Oblivion, if you went to the arcane sciences place, and used 5 greater runestones to make invisibility on 5 pieces at 20% apiece, then nobody could hit you the rest of the game. You were invisible 100%. You could kill guards, you could go rob places. Once I figured that out, Oblivion lost its muster for me. But it was a good game until I broke it.
Okay, I didn't know that about that one. But if they ever make a remake or remaster version, I'm 100% going to try that out. Okay, but yeah, I agree with that. That game was freaking good, and I love all the memes on internet on YouTube, like conversations from Oblivion. It's so good, so good. But so the Elder Scrolls Online Blackwood expansion is releasing on 1st June, and they actually announced the release date and the game first. But then, from the dark behind, World of Warcraft: The Burning Crusade Classic, which we have known for probably a year now, that will actually come out. This classic expansion is also releasing on the 1st June, and the reason for why some people is angry on this is because they actually knew that Elder Scrolls Online was releasing on the same date, and since they could have picked 5 days later, 2 days later, anything like that, so Elder Scrolls would just have a little highlight scene because it is an MMO and MMOs have to stay together. they didn't do that. They actually chose to like release the game on the same date and like boom. But that's another topic, and some people can have an opinion about that. But World of Warcraft: The Burning Crusade Classic is also releasing on the 1st June. And is any one of you two going to play that?
I don't think so. But you know that I'm extremely picky with what I play.
Yeah, yeah,
In the multiplayer stuff, like away from indies. If we get into indies, then I play every crap out there. My latest one being Power Wash Simulator. But
Oh yeah.
but yeah, on the actual AAA side, I'm very extremely picky with what I play. And sadly, none of these is gonna be something I will be touching.
I won't be playing ESO because that game kind of bores me. I did put some time into it, but after playing games like EverQuest and World of Warcraft, I think Burning Crusade. I mean, I remember playing it when it was literally the only thing you could play. So having it come back now in the classic realm. I mean, I didn't play classic because I didn't want to do the same thing I had done, but I don't know. Burning Crusade was pretty damn good. It's tempting. I don't know. I'm not going to commit, but I might.
Yeah. Well, I have to give you that one. That the Burning Crusade was also my favorite expansion. I had such a blast. But some people I know, they have simply said to me, I'm not going to play Burning Crusade because my memories was too good in that game. So they don't want to ruin their memories.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Yeah, and also I have played the beta, and I have to admit, after playing, I had like, I got beta very early because I'm in a group with these Blizzard people, and I think I played the beta like 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes, I was like close to already uninstalling it because the game is like so old. So I was like, uh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a hard skip for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It sounds like it could be good. It's more of a good idea than something to actually do. Like, when you have an idea, you're like, you know what? It'd be awesome if I did that, and then you don't do it. That's what it is. One of those.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so okay, so you are on maybe. I mean, the game is going to release in what from
2
today is
days.
like
Yeah.
2 days. So, and if you don't have a max character already now in Classic, you can just buy the Dark Portal Pass, and then you get like a boost where you get a free character for level, well, not free, but a character on level 58, and then you can just go off.
It's a nice little incentive for new people to play.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But okay, so no one of us is probably going to be playing Blackwood, and maybe Hell's First is going to be playing the Burning Crusade. I was saying the Black Crusade. The Burning Crusade. Very interesting. Okay. So because we are in very good time, I have like a special last topic, but let's go to that one. Okay, hold on. Could you just excuse me for 2 minutes? I just have to go upstairs very quick.
What I'm curious about is Final Fantasy 14. Dvalin's been playing nonstop.
Yeah, I think he's quite liking it and slowly playing through it. Although I'll be pulling him away from that next week,
Oh
as
yeah.
we will be playing Sea of Thieves, as he only touched it when it released. And yeah, Sea of Thieves, that release was a desert content-wise. But now progression is the exact same since it's lateral progression. Um, but the actual amount of content and stuff to do in it has risen by quite a lot, and I think it's going to be a new experience for him. And even though it's not a game I play full time, it's a game I do come back to every now and then and play for like a few weeks.
Oh, you got to
Because
play with other people though. My daughter plays it
yeah,
nonstop downstairs.
you can play solo. You can play solo. Yeah, it's the 3-player one.
Yeah.
That's like the sweet spot one where you have
Mm-hmm.
But the sloop does have good points compared to other ones. I think it's the best one going against the wind.
And now they've got the rowboats. Now they've got fishing. Now they've got harpooning.
You got a bunch.
I mean,
of
there's
stuff.
so much new stuff that I see my daughter doing because we played it as a household, probably for about a month and a half. I mean, my characters are all in the back then when it came out the best possible gear. I just got bored. I mean, we did it so much. But if you're driving the galleon or sailing the galleon, I should say, do you use your anchor turns?
Yeah,
You yank
do
the
all
wheel
the
all the way
anchor
and drop the
turns and
anchor.
all of that. Yeah, it's just that even then you don't have the level of control. I love playing sloop, even if I'm just the one doing it myself,
Oh,
just
you can
because the
outrun
level of
anything.
control. Yeah, because you just have the level of control that you have on it is
Mm-hmm.
extraordinary, and it's just very satisfying to play.
Yeah, last time I played is when they brought the ghosts, the pirate ships that were
Yeah,
ghosts.
I think that
And we
was my
killed a
time. My
bunch of
last time.
those.
Yeah, that was really. I love the event. I don't know. I love the event, the world event that came with that update. That's when
Mm-hmm.
last time I played as well, because they had like the boss and stuff. So it was a longer ghosts encounter,
Mm-hmm.
which was very very fun. But I'm happy that they added the quests to actually fight ghost ships now,
Yeah.
an actual quest. And yeah, I think I know that they added like some fire pirate bosses that if you kill, you get their skull, and it's like an actual flamethrower that you can use.
Ooh.
But I don't know that was like an old update as well, and I don't know what it currently is since they introduced the battle passes. So I don't know what the new content that's come out with it. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, it seems seems to be gaining traction. It's what they gave it a 5-year roadmap when they started it though. They said it's going to be a long process, but the ending product, the final product, I should say, is going to be incredible.
Because I think this is like because it's literally one plot line that has been developing since like now like the one big guy like the ships the update for like the ghost ships and such was after like right after releasing the spirit of the big bad guy of that universe, like the fire guy,
Mm-hmm.
and which like was like the skull in the sky that talked to you and stuff.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and
I
I
was a
think
fan of that one.
yeah, we're gonna see at what point it is now, because I know that those fire captains that came after was like it was like the special admirals or whatever the high position below the captain is, or from him, that came like with his release as well. Um, and yeah, let's see what the state is of the whole plot thing. But it has been just like one plot line just developing basically, which has been very interesting.
Oh yeah, Dvalin's
I
gonna have some fun with that one.
yeah. I'm gonna go into that game as a virgin. No,
It's
I,
you'll have a couple weeks of fun. It's not gonna hold you for months, but
Yeah,
definitely a couple weeks, if not a month, of some of the there. It's a storytelling game, so like you play it, and then what's the my buddy calls it? It's a water cooler game. At the water cooler at work, you can talk to somebody else who's playing it about some crazy adventure that could only happen the way it happened to you. Like
yeah.
it's one of those games.
It's a game. The game itself is super simple. Doing something is like going from A to B, but while you're going from A to B, C, D, E, F, etc., just like happens and shows up in your way. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like an experience game basically.
It's
You
really
play
fun.
it for the experience. Uh, but yeah, like Hell said, it's like a several weeks, a month type of game that you then drop and then come back later when you like
Mm-hmm.
need another hit. But unless you're like a heavy into like achievement completion, then you have a lot of like stuff to do to like will
mm,
keep you hooked. But if you're not, then it's a pick up and drop over and over type of game.
it's probably gonna be pick up and drop for me. So I'm gonna play, try all the things, come back when they release new seasons. Okay, you guys ready for the last little bonus topic?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, good, good. Gonna click record in 3, 2, 1. So, as a little bonus topic, so even Alumni and Health First haven't heard about this. I didn't prepare them for this little topic here. But we're going to talk a bit about the League of Legends MMORPG, which
Ooh.
I'm
is
prepared for this. I'm prepared for this. Right before this, I was reading a post, like 2 posts on Reddit about this, and tried to
damn
discuss. I'm prepared.
God damn it. Well, okay. Well, this time take it out of your brain and react like you never heard about it. But okay, let's talk about it because well, you can say the producer of the game, which is Ghostcrawler, and he was like, I'm not even sure if his title is producer. I should probably double check that. But Ghostcrawler is a very famous developer in the MMORPG world because he's been on the team of World of Warcraft for a very long time, and now he's on the unannounced League of Legends MMO. And he said, one thing I can say about unannounced MMORPG is that you won't all love every feature in it. We're going to make some choices that you may not agree with. Players want different things in their game. That's fine. Some of you, shut up, may not love the game at all. Also fine. So by saying this, he sounds very confident, even though a lot of people is not gonna gonna like this game. He still sounds really, 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 really confident about it's gonna be a great game in some way. I mean, Hell's first. What do you think about his way to react on Twitter by saying like, "You all not gonna like this, but fine, it's fine."
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird way to say something, isn't it?
It's a weird flex.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just really hard to figure out what he's trying to say. Where some of you aren't gonna like this kind of deal, but it's gonna be the way he wants it anyway. I don't know. I guess I need to see more of what he's done on his portion alone, not just being part of a team.
Mm. I might think he's getting attacked every day by very hyped League of Legends fans. They're like, "Oh, this game has to be like League of Legends version 2," and he's like, "No, no, it's MMO. Go away, Illumio. We want dodge stats. We don't want your precise attacks."
Wow.
That one was a good one.
Just get out of here. Just leave.
Oh,
Well,
do you think it's gonna kill Corepunk, huh?
Me getting in. Can I get in here? Can I interject?
go in.
Like just adding first, like touching on what he said, I think that's just like, it's nothing, in my opinion, is nothing like weird to state. It's just the obvious, literally obvious. It's impossible the game to please everyone, and like the easy comparison if it's a theme park MMO or a sandbox MMO, you're gonna have people that want super heavy open world interaction and the game revolving around that, and like the capturing territories, making houses there, blah blah blah. And you have the other ones that don't want the the theme park players that just don't want to touch PvP at all. That's just the easy comparison that it's impossible to please both sides, and they're not going to please both sides. That's just the straightforward, obvious thing. Now, touching upon what Hell said of killing Corpunk, I think that yes, while yes, it's a very straightforward assumption to make, or at least to reach. It's an easy to reach assumption that the MMO is going to be played in the style of like top-down MOBA style, with like point and click, etc., etc. Like pretty much like Core Punk is, and Albion, and just due to the nature that they are the ones that make League of Legends and they have that years of experience on that. I don't take it for granted that it's going to be like that, just due to the fact that if it does behave like that, if it's built like that, that's has a very high chance of basically cannibalizing players from League of Legends, which I don't think as a business is something you want to do. Um, I would think that they would want to explore a different type, like maybe some action combat or tap targeting or whatever, but not the exact same control style. They're very good. The Riot is very good at grabbing an existing idea, an existing game type, and putting their twist on it to make a successful game. It might not be like something extremely amazing, but it's gonna hold its own. It's gonna stay afloat and make money.
Yeah.
Um, and I think making an MMO which mechanically would play exactly like League of Legends in terms of controlling the character, etc., etc. I think that's not a good move because basically you're cannibalizing players from League of Legends into here. You're not attracting people, a lot of people from the MMORPG scene that simply just don't like isometric games and stick to WoW because it's the camera, the tap targeting, or stick to BDO or whatever because of the action combat.
Yeah.
And like adding all that up, I just don't think it's like a good move to take it on that direction. They have a big world to explore and do everything, a lot of things with it. And I think the MOBA style of controls of playing constricts them in a lot in what they could do and achieve, personally speaking.
So you think
So
it's going to be more like World of Warcraft based camera behind you and tab targeting?
yeah, like literally the lead dev guy, like whoever he is, like the guy that's responsible, which is Ghost Scroller, like it's a heavy. He's made a bunch of decisions as far as I know from my amateur knowledge of WoW and like reading up on news articles and such, that he has done like a lot of like big decisions in WoW, etc. And he shaped some things on it. Uh, and I just yeah, he's taking what he did into WoW and what he learned from doing WoW and like putting it into here, into League. And I just we could end up with the MOBA type combat and such, but I don't think it's a guarantee yet until they can confirm or deny it. Basically, I
I
think
feel
there's
like
the
you're
option.
100% on that. Because when they made Runeterra, they did the same thing. They completely took a game mode, a CCG game, and made it their own. Didn't do too hot. I mean, they put that
Yeah.
into a ballpark that can't be won. Hearthstone owns the digital card market. You can't compete against the Goliath. No one will ever be able to. And that's the problem I'm having with thinking they'll make it kind of like WoW. I mean, Final Fantasy XIV is the only game to ever hold a candle to WoW, to actually keep the amount of players playing. I mean, I don't know what they are now, but sometime in the past there was 30 million concurrent players on WoW. No game's ever come close. I think Final Fantasy XIV passed them up about 5 years ago with 10 million concurrent players, and that was when WoW was on the decline. I don't even know what's happening with WoW in the classic versions, but trying to open a non MOBA style MMO up in the world where WoW exists is nearly impossible. This is why Corepunk has a good shot, but Riot could literally capitalize on what Corepunk's trying to do with the amount of money Riot has.
Yeah, I completely agree that if they do go the route of the MOBA type controls and play, then they do have they're gonna a very high chance of smashing Corpunk or at least hitting it hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I do hold back a little on this because while it could be completely off, at least from what we see from Corpunk, it seems heavily like developed visually and has a potential of being nicely polished. Hopefully, let's hope for
Mm-hmm.
that.
Fingers crossed.
Uh, but Riot does have the sense of their games are not amazing. They're not like the next big thing. It's a tested and proved idea. They do their twist on it, and they make it a successful game. A game that lives and stands on its own. It might not be the top one. It might not kill the one that, or even touch the one that like stands at the top of the genre. but it stands on its own. It lives, it survives compared to like other things that try to get into the different genres. And I just think if just looking at their track record is just something that it's gonna be the same in my opinion. They're
So now
not gonna
you're the
like
league. You're the league guru out of the three of us here. Did League come out before Heroes of the Storm?
I think there was like they all I
Wait, wait,
can't
wait, wait.
100%.
Did you ask about when League of Legends released, or
I want to
what?
know which one was released
I
first,
think
Heroes of the
actual League of
Storm or League of
He,
Legends?
oh,
Oh,
wait,
that
wait,
one
wait.
was League of
Yeah,
Legends.
yeah. League of Legends is like way back. L- League of Legends release days was like, I think,
Yeah.
even when I couldn't think about.
I think it was like League of Legends, Dota 2, and like Heroes of New Worth were like the three ones that like came around the same time or like close to each other. Maybe like some like margin of error of like a year or two or something. But
Yeah, League of Legends released in 2009, and Heroes of Storm released in 2015.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that now. Huge difference. So that's
Yeah.
one where Blizzard tried copying
And
Riot,
well,
failed.
and to comment on Alomius, what he said, I don't see any difference today between Blizzard and Riot. I mean, what they basically do. I mean, League of Riot had League of Legends as the original IP. Blizzard had Diablo as the original IP. You know, like
Warcraft.
Warcraft and Warcraft, sorry, and Diablo. Which though both of these games feel like it felt like they actually had like a passion and stuff like that. But after that, everything what Riot and both Blizzard has been doing is just copying what's popular and putting it together. I mean, look at Valorant, look at Overwatch, look at stuff like that. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
and look at the card games both of them is doing. It feels like they're doing exactly the same things now, and Riot is doing the same. They're gonna have their
like,
own launcher. They're gonna
like
have
Riot, like sorry for interjecting. Like Riot has been doing it since the beginning. Like League of Legends is not like a new IP or anything. It's literally
uh, yeah.
the
They
same
copied Dota.
concept. Yeah, it's the same thing. That just with they grab a game that exists that was popular at the time that was getting popularity. There was interest in it, and they just do their twist on it and they keep it there. That was their first one, and that they keep
Yeah,
that philosophy with everything that they've done since then.
yeah, but I thought it was a bit unfair because when they grabbed League of Legends, I mean, they grabbed it from Dota, which was just a mod in Warcraft. They actually took like a mod and brought it into a real game. Um, but yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah, both of the companies now are just copying what is popular and making it into their own. But I still feel like when they do this, they release a product which is finished.
Yeah, no, it's completely.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad thing. Like the level of polish, and like quality that they put on it is very good. At least usually it's very extremely good, and that's not a bad thing at all. Like
Not at all.
something solid that's proven to work. If it does work, why go the extra mile of trying to revolutionize it? Just do
Yep.
your small twist to it, and you got something solid,
And they make
and
everything
it's perfectly fine.
beautiful.
Exactly.
Like
Well,
really beautiful. Like Runeterra. I don't know if you guys played it. I play
a lot.
Hearthstone like crazy. I stream it, but I played Runeterra for about a month. Oh my god. That game is gorgeous. It may
Yeah.
not be as much fun to play, but it doesn't have enough time to get all the mechanics that I mean Hearthstone's had 7 years to put two in every year, but it looks better than Hearthstone ever has. Every single aspect of it. It's Riot
Mm,
definitely knows what they're doing when it comes to polish, and I respect them for that.
yeah. But I'm still shocked that none of these two big game developers have copied Battle Royale. None of them. I mean, we saw everyone else copying. You saw when Fortnite boomed. I mean, PUBG, then Fortnite, then Apex. I mean, everyone has a battle royale now, but not Riot
Yeah,
or Epic. Oh,
yeah,
sorry, not Riot or Battle.net.
that is true. I'm trying to like remember if there was like anything like that.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
League of Legends had a mod once that was a battle royale, but it was just like a League of Legends fun mod. You could play 1 month and then it stopped. And
Hmm.
a lot of people said they actually wanted it to be in there for like forever, but for some reason they didn't put it in. Dota did the same. They also had a battle royale for 1 month, and then they deleted it again. I have a last comment to say about these two companies. I mean, Tencent. which is a very big gaming developer. Well, actually, I'm not sure how you actually categorize Tencent, but they both, own a big part of each of these companies. I think that might also could have a little thing to say. Just saying. Basically, Tencent is beginning to own all the big companies, gaming companies in the world.
Yeah, they're becoming a monopoly.
Yeah. I think they own like 40% of Blizzard because Blizzard they didn't want it to give them more, and I think actually they own 100% of Riot, and they
They
own.
own 100% of Riot?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure they bought all the assets for Riot. I might be wrong, but I think they own everything. And Blizzard only wanted to give them like 40%, and I know Epic Games wanted to give them like I also think 40%. So they just like trying to get all the games in their category,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
quite cool.
I'm not surprised. Just the nature of this, like of nature of like the business world, like as they grow in success, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and as a company gets bigger, the driving force control shifts from making the aim of making a good game, and the people that have that passion are no longer the ones that make the final decisions, and it's the ones that don't care about it. They just see this as a business opportunity that generates income, that generates profit, and the decision starts to be based off of that. And it's just sadly how it works in like this day and age, that the bigger they get, the more the slow process starts happening as they grow bigger and bigger, and it starts shifting in that direction more and more. And yeah, that's just something that we don't have to accept. Like there's no one has to accept anything, but we're not gonna change. Like
Mm-mm.
we're not gonna do it anything on this.
It's going to be
Yeah.
around forever that way.
And just a fun fact: Riot is sorry, Tencent is owning 100% of the stakes of Riot Games, 100% of Funcom, 100% of Liu, 84% of Supercell, which makes the Clash of Clans games, 40% of Epic Games, and 5% of Activision Blizzard, Ubisoft, Paradox Interactive. So a lot of games you guys play is actually like Tencent actually owns some of them, like stakes of them.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. It's cool.
They've got their hand deep in the cookie drawer for every game coming out. Now, Funcom, I haven't heard that name since Anarchy Online. What else have they been making?
Oh, and also Age of Conan, right?
Age of Conan? I never played it. I heard some things about it, but I never got into it.
Yeah, I played that a lot. Like, yeah, the Secret World. Oh, yeah, they made Conan Exile, the new Conan survival game.
Okay. I haven't tried that one yet either.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Funcom. I know they're also releasing soon a new RTS game, which is a defense game. But yeah, they doing a lot of stuff. So I also know they have a new game releasing very soon called the Metal Health Singer, which is basically their rip off of what is it called? Doom? Yeah, Doom. Isn't it called Doom? The
Doom?
Bethesda shooter game.
Doom, yeah.
Yeah, Doom. That's the new game that got very very popular, right? Doom Eternal. Yeah. Yeah, they're making a big copy of Doom and just call it Metal Health Singer to the releasing in 2021. So they still going strong.
Nice.
Okay, but yeah, that was just like a little, just like mention if any one of the listeners haven't heard about League of Legends MMO, well, it's here, it is there, and just because I was very bad informed about who actually Ghostcrawler was in this part, it says here he is the EP of the MMO project of Riot Games. I don't know what EP stands for.
Executive producer.
There we go. Good, we have someone from the native languages of English. And just previous gigs he's been the head of IP at Riot. He's been lead designer of League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Age of Empires. It looks like Age of E, I don't know if any other games have AOE. And then a game called Ocean Grapher. So this guy has been through a lot of stuff and is now the executive producer, did you say that?
Yep.
Of the MMO from Riot Games. Very interesting. So I guess
Yeah,
this
it's
guy is
huge.
very much, I guess he's like the same level as Eugene, which is the producer of Copunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I think that's what Eugene's name is. Hold on. Yeah,
It just says producer on his.
I would assume he's the exec.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would assume so as well. This is like he's the one showing his face and such.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think they're like anyone else with the title has like shown up. So.
okay. So it's Ghostcrawler versus Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. Well, it's time to round this up. It was a pleasure having both of you. Well, I'm just gonna first say goodbye to Alumio. Alumio, it was a pleasure having you as always as my co-host. Thank you for again us being here and having all your information with us.
Oh, thank you. I love being here. It's always fun, and looking forward to next time.
Of course. And Hell's First, our first guest ever to Gaming Landscape podcast. It was a pleasure having you on the show. And before I give you the microphone, for everyone, if you want to hear again Hell's First very sexy voice or see his very nice content, you can go to youtube.com/Hell's First, and it spells HELLF1 RST. So it looks like Hell's First actually, but the I is replaced with an 1. But Hell's First, it was a pleasure having you here. It's first time I actually think we two are talking like direct one-to-one, I think. Am I right?
It is. Thank you for having me on, and I'd love to come back whenever you guys will have me. It's been a great time. Appreciate it.
Well, yeah, thank you for taking your time. I know because of the time difference, it's a bit early for you, and me and Alumio, we're probably going to bed after this. Um, but yeah, it was a blast having you here, and we might see you again in the future. I hope for when Corepunk is releasing or getting closer to some gameplay, we're probably gonna have a special Corepunk episode and maybe inviting a few Corepunk heads together in there. And then we also, of course, need you in here.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Good. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. Have a good night or whatever you do. And again, thanks Lumio and Hells First for joining us. Goodbye. Boom.
Nice. So I wanted to ask you, man, how's Final Fantasy 14?
You, you know, it's a great game. I have fun in it, and I like to stream it. But I can feel it's a filler.
Mm-hmm. It's a Mammoth WoW clone.
Yeah, didn't those games like release on the same time? Or no, I actually think like
No, WoW was way back. I think it was 2004, November 9th, 2004, I think.
yeah, this
And
is 6 years after.
Final Fantasy 14, they had the first one come out, which I got to level 50 in with a black mage, and it was broken to where the game sucked. So they had to remake the game from the ground up, and they called it A Realm Reborn. And I played that for about a year and then just stopped. It just got boring because there was nothing left to do. But then they brought out a couple expansions. I just haven't gone back. So I don't know how it would be now,
Mm.
or if it's
Oh,
even worth it.
wait a second. Alumio, I know you have your fiance with you, so if you have to go, you could just jump out.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'll catch you guys then.
All right.
Cheers.
Later, buddy.
But yeah, I know that the game has really have a tough time like going to where they are right now. But I think as the game is right now, it feels solid. But it feels like a very very big world to explore. Uh, but I
How long
feel
have you
like
been
it's
playing it?
um, I think the character I have now is 2, 3, 4 weeks old.
Oh,
Um,
so you just started.
yeah, I'm really new, so I'm like exploring the game totally. But I'm very lucky that on my stream I always have two persons in the chat, like always, and they had like know everything about the game, so they always like tell me why and when and what.
Yeah, it's a great idea in a game. Final Fantasy 11 had it way better, but that game I think is still going, but the graphics are way too old.
Yeah, I think I have seen Ninja playing it on his stream actually a lot recently.
Yeah, it's well, the best part about it is you have two classes you can put together. So like say a ninja at level 10 gets the ability to dual wield, right? So you could play a white mage if you want, which uses a club or a staff, right? And you get it to level 20, and then you pick the ninja to be your subclass, which is now half of your normal class. So its level 10 ability would be to dual wield. Now you could dual wield two clubs with your white mage if you wanted, and so on and so forth with every single spell and ability in the game for every single class. So you had one character that could be all of them, but you had to level each one of them separately.
Ah,
It was crazy.
yeah, but I really like the idea of in 14 that you just have one character with all classes.
Yep. That they took from it. Just being able to swap the weapons out was pretty nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
I might play it.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you borrow it and you need a filler, I think it's a great game right now. But still, I feel like it's a. Uh,
I kind of want to
I'm more
play some
excited.
League.
Yeah, but I just get so angry playing it because every game you're gonna play, someone is gonna trash talk you.
Yeah. Which is why we gotta play in a team of 5. You know? That way the person trash talking us is fucking Illumio. Or Draduli, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. We
Oh
need to
yeah.
play some games though.
Yeah. Well, hopefully soon we're getting new games. I mean, we're getting the new Elder Scrolls on the first. I'm really thinking about buying it, but only for doing, like some first impression videos and then uninstall after that.
Yeah, I
Just
might
to make
take a
content
peek at
about it.
yours and see what I think of them.
Yeah, just to touch it while it's hot. Because that game only peaks like when a new expansion comes out, and then 1 week later, no one talks about it again.
I know, it's just dead. I got a buddy that plays it religiously. I'm like, I don't know how.
But still, they say it's the third most popular MMO with players and also subscriptions.
The first what?
No. They say it's the third. So World of Warcraft have the most paid subscribers, then Final Fantasy on second, and then Elder Scrolls Online is the third, like on the third place with most active subscribers.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think I saw an article saying World of Warcraft have 4 million people paying money every month.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy has 3 millions, and Elder Scrolls Online has 2.5.
It's getting up there then.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm more hyped about the new Guild Wars expansion we're getting later.
Ooh, I haven't played Guild Wars in a long time.
I am getting I have just signed a contract with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're gonna give me a ref link, like a link that I can give in chat or in my descriptions of every Guild Wars video. And if anyone creates a free account and gets to level 20, I get $3. And
Ooh,
if they buy any expansion, I get 20% of the expansion cost. So it could potentially like bring in a lot of money.
yeah, it sounds like it. Christopher Bailey subscribed to me. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I can't get my one of
Is
my
that, is that
one.
subscribe on Twitch or YouTube?
I can't tell. I'm guessing Twitch, not YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because if it was Twitch, it was actually money.
Yeah, it's YouTube. No money yet. But I
It's
streamed on all 3. It dropped from Facebook. about 31 minutes in.
Dropped?
Yeah, it just disappeared. However, yeah, see, on Facebook over here. Oh, you're not looking at my stream, so it won't show.
Well, I actually am.
Oh, are you? Okay, yeah, look. So, it died at 33 minutes. Something happened. It just cut itself off, which is weird.
Yeah, last time I streamed on Facebook, it was also super weird.
YouTube, though, still going. So is Twitch.
Yeah, I definitely think YouTube and Twitch is like if you're gonna restream, it's just those two platforms are the most important.
Mm-hmm. Facebook, maybe, in the future. But I can't figure out right now. I can't get, like right here, I've got those headphones going. These ones aren't moving. I don't know why.
What do you mean they're not moving?
I should have, see when I talk, you can see the bar moving right here. These aren't moving anywhere anymore. And I'm pretty sure I had it set up in stereo.
Ah,
I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
test.
It doesn't do anything there.
I think you just have to like repick them again. Yeah, that one.
Click here.
Is that? Yeah, you just have to like click on the setting wheel and settings, and then just like now you have to actually go to the. You have to close this one and go down on this specific one, and click on the settings.
So this right here. Properties.
It'd probably be easier if you share your screen on Discord, since I'm like 30 seconds behind on stream.
All right, hold on. My wife has to leave in 15 minutes, so gotta. All right, can you see it now?
There you go. Yeah. So if you like go down on the one that is not moving,
Mm-hmm.
and click on the wheel there,
Yep.
and properties, and then just like repick the one again, and then okay. But I mean that one is not gonna move, because that one is only for when you actually play a game.
Oh, the one down here?
Yeah, that's the one called game. Because I guess you have one of those headsets. Wait, headphones Astro. But why do you have it 2 times?
This one won't change. No matter what I put on it, it stays on that. It's weird.
Oh yeah, but I mean you could just like get rid of it.
Altogether?
Yeah,
I don't
if you
even know
go
where to
up
do
in
that.
if you go in Streamlabs OBS, if you go to settings in the left corner, I think you have to share your screen instead, because right now I can't see like the pop-up boxes.
That's so weird. I should have the whole screen shared. Can you see it now?
Oh yeah, I actually see the error here, because you have audio output capture. You have that on your source list, but you also have it set up in your settings on audio. So you actually have double setup. You can see here you have desktop audio device is headset, earphone, Astro
Mm-hmm.
in your audio settings, but you also have it on your sources. So you're double recording. And the one you have here is like try go to your settings in the left corner.
Mm-hmm. I'm still in them. I don't know why you can't see it.
I think it's because you pick the program and not the desktop itself.
Oh, let me.
So if you go into Discord,
Yeah, let me.
and then in the top of you have the one in the top says screens and not application. Yeah, exactly. Super. Good. So if you go back, take that one. So here you can see you have desktop audio. That's fine. You keep it in here, but like say done in the right corner, because then don't add it on sources. So you can just keep it here. And then you can see you have this one called audio output capture in your source list in the middle of the screen. That one, hide it.
Get rid of it?
Yeah, actually just get rid of it.
All right, so now it's gone.
So now test, 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 test.
Test. Still doesn't show up down here. It's weird. But maybe that's just for anything making noise. That's not me. Right?
No, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't move because you can see the top one you have you moving. That's moving when I talk. Then you have your mic. That's when you talk, and that one should actually like disappear. But you don't have it here. You have chat box, alert box, video capture, display capture, followers. There is a potential chance you have it on one of your other scenes in the left side.
Well,
That
now
might need
my
to be
voice isn't going over this anymore. It was before. Now it's not. Or it's just delayed. That's weird. Delayed. That's weird. Delayed. That's weird. Ah, so this one down here is just when something is said that's not me. Something is said that's not me. Something is said that's not me. See?
Yeah, that's like something happening on your PC.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know why these aren't synced up anymore. They are kinda, but like one is delayed slightly. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. I can't tell 100%. I have not used the Streamlabs OBS.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, because you
I
have
don't
your
know.
desktop audio, your mic auditory.
Yeah, all that's set where it's got to be. But we'll fuck with it later. The wife has to go to work, so I'll talk to you later, big dog.
Yeah. Thanks for joining on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was awesome.
No worries. Have a great one.
You too, big dog. Talk to you soon.
Yep.
And to everyone else on the stream,